It's important that we're aware of our stress and how to manage it. And I've got 5 surprising ways for you to manage your stress starting today. I'm Charisse Dalby. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. I work with families and kids to help them manage their digestive, emotional, and time management issues so they actually know how good they can feel. So let's get going on 5 surprising ways that you can manage your stress. First of all, stress and the holidays can have a pretty big impact on how you even view the holidays. Right? Like you're not going to enjoy them if you're stressed. It affects your mood for one, right? Doesn't make you super happy. And who's going to enjoy being around you if you're miserable the whole time? And you're not going to enjoy it either. It can strip you and rob you of your energy, making you feel fatigued and kind of just blah all the time, right? Just doesn't feel good. And of course, we all know, because I've mentioned it a gazillion times, that stress affects your immune system, which means you're more likely to get sick. And if you have ever been sick over Christmas, it ain't fun. You don't want to. Believe me, I have been there, not cool, and never, ever again will I allow myself to get stressed like that because it ruined my holidays for me and my family. Because, like, come on, if you're out, who's going to do the cooking? So I would strongly advise that you don't let yourself get stressed over the holidays. What are some signs of stress? How do you know when you're stressed? Well, it can affect you mentally. It can affect your concentration. You can be kind of foggy brained. It can affect your memory. It can also affect you emotionally, right? We already talked about that. Moody, irritability, it can cause cravings as well, which are more of an emotional thing in this case. Depression, anxiety, like it can ruin your holidays, right? Physically, it can affect you. It can kind of knock you out, right? It drains your energy. Physically, you're craving things as well, because we can crave things because of an emotional situation or because of a physical situation. So stress kind of hits us with a double whammy in that way. So there are many ways, many signs to know if we're stressed, whether it's chronic or acute. And in this case, it could be either. Depends how long you've been dealing with the stress. Let's talk about the 5 surprising ways that you can handle your stress. Number 1, which has probably got to be my favorite, but it's also the hardest to do, is you have to change your expectations. You have to change your expectations of the holidays, because we often go into the holidays with expectations of what's already been before, right? Whether it's great memories of Christmas or expectations of this big meal. We kind of almost want to outdo ourselves, outdo the best experience we've ever had. So we expect more. And we come to believe that that's how the holidays should happen. And we get really disappointed when it doesn't. And we get really stressed trying to make it happen like that. So we gotta change our expectations. Expect less, or go into it, better yet, with no expectations. And just take it in. Just take it in as it happens and enjoy all those moments that we often miss because we're too busy expecting something else. So number 1, change your expectation. That's got to be my hardest one, because I've had amazing family traditions and amazing Christmases. I love Christmas. So every year I'm working to bring my expectations down and just enjoy the moments as they happen. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Number 2, say no and stick to it. You have to create boundaries and protect yourself and your family around the holidays. If you say no and create those boundaries, you create them around the things you want to do over the holidays. Somebody wants you to go do some craft fair and help them out at it, but that was your family night to go get a Christmas tree. Don't do the craft fair. Don't try and squeeze them both in. Choose your priorities and keep it simple. Say no to the things that are going to complicate your holiday and rob you of your time, that aren't going to encourage a more fulfilling holiday for you and your family. In my family, it's all faith-based at Christmas. So for me, if it's not fulfilling that faith-based idea of Christmas, I'm not going to do it. And that includes shopping and buying presents. I'm not doing it because that doesn't encourage kind of holiday we want to have. So I've had to learn to say no to those extra things. Just say no, stick with it. And I've talked many times about boundaries. Boundaries are important in preventing and eliminating that stress that you might have. Number 3, do less and be okay with it. Just do less. We do so much over the holidays, and frankly, as women, I don't know how we do it all. The expectations are high on ourselves, like we place them on ourselves, and we tend to just do so much over the holidays, whether it's taking our kids to different events or going to parties, you know, our work parties and our husband's work parties and our kids' school parties. And then we host a party to make sure no kids are excluded, and then ... We do so much that often just the thought of it is overwhelming. And our to-do list is like, and we don't even want to look at it. So do less and be okay with it. And you know, I think I might have mentioned this before, we tend to want to outdo ourselves. So we tend to do more each year because we're trying to do something bigger and better than the year before. And I don't know if it's because we think it'll make it better or because we think other people will think it's better. But regardless, we don't need to outdo ourselves. Drop your own expectations of yourself. So number 4 is to delegate away. Family, friends, neighbor, stranger on the street, delegate. But delegate what you can, right? Like for the Christmas meal, ask people to bring things. Don't do it all. Get your husband to wrap presents. Have kids do their own shopping for people they need to shop for. Take some of the load off. If there's a Christmas party for your kids at school and they need cookies, they can bake them. Okay? Or maybe this year don't offer to bring anything. You know, like sometimes we gotta look like scum of the earth to other people who don't understand that the stress is so high, we have to drop things. So find things that you can drop, and that's okay. It's okay to delegate and not do it all. So find other people who can participate, and your family is number 1 on that list. And last but not least, and I'll do a very quick review for you guys, because I know your time is valuable. Number 5 is to relax and let things go. Shall I start singing Let It Go? No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that to you. But letting it go is really important because, again, it's that expectation factor. Number 1, change your expectations. So relax. Do exchanges and services with people for things that are harder for you to do, for things that you love to do, and you can do an exchange. If you're already making up a bunch of cookies, bunch of Christmas cookies, offer to do somebody else's baking and do it for them as well in exchange for something that would help you out, right? Find ways to do that. But that's the other thing. With baking alone, we feel like we have to have 12 different kinds of cookies. Stick with 1, 2, but keep it absolutely simple. For the meal, we want these big, elaborate Christmas meals. So cookie exchange with other moms or, you know, people that you know on Facebook, whatever. But do an exchange. That's a great idea. And simplify the meal if I can tell you anything. And then what else? Christmas cards. Do you guys do Christmas cards every year? Because I have had that on my to-do list for 10 years since I got married. And I have not once done it. It has always been the thing that's fallen to the bottom of my list and I've had to let go. And you know what? Finally, I stopped putting it on my list. I wish I had the time. I wish I had the time to let people know what was going on. But writing is not my forte and I'm not nearly that organized. I would gladly send everybody an email, but most people actually want it in the mail. So I've let that go. So have your list and prioritize it and know that some things will get dropped in order that you can relax and enjoy the holiday because we miss so many moments under stress. Okay, and if you tend to get gifts for everybody, like the second cousin you've never even met before, don't. I would really encourage you, we have family traditions that we love to keep, but often that's the trigger point for stress, is making sure that we keep all the traditions up and keep up that expectation. And I would encourage you to try and switch things up sometimes. My mom usually does the big meal, and we all bring something, and I've always made it something that I can either make a few days ahead, like a kale salad where it kind of gets better the more it marinades, or something that's prepared and I just stick in the oven right before because it takes the stress off of me, right? When it comes to wrapping presents, that's a dual job, man. That's not just on me. My husband has always helped me with that, and I've delegated. So I found ways to just be able to relax and enjoy the holidays. And when it comes to having a clean house, I gave up on caring. Because we clean the house and then everybody comes and messes it up. so I clean it after they leave. And the other thing that I'm really, really big on is not doing dishes when people are in the house. When my guests are over, I don't do dishes. I have a very hard, fast rule about that because the stress is to make sure it's all cleaned up and you can sit down and enjoy it. And I say, you know what? I'm here to enjoy my company and I'm going to live in the moment. So let me do a quick recap on the 5 surprising ways that you can manage your stress over the holidays. Number 1, change your expectations. Have no expectations, actually. That would be better, right? Just enjoy each moment as it happens, but change your expectations. Number 2, say no to things and stick with it. Create your boundaries and be okay with that. Don't feel bad about it at all, okay? And then next, you want to do less and be okay with it. It's okay to do less over the holidays. Don't try and outdo yourself. Capiche? And number 4, delegate. You got family, you got friends. Anything you're not willing to give up, the things you won't do less with, delegate them away. And number 5, relax and let things go. And if you don't let things go, I will come on here and start singing Let It Go until you do. And you don't want that. Okay, I'm kidding. I won't actually do that. But you do have to let things go. You don't need 12 different kinds of cookies. You don't need the perfect Christmas meal. You don't need a million presents. Let it go and don't miss the moments that make the holidays awesome. Please head over to my private Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search Charisse Dalby Community. It's free to join and I'm on there all the time answering your questions. So thank you guys for spending your time with me. Mwah! Love you guys. See you guys later. Bye.